Hey, is this going to Bar?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll stay here. Thank you. Thank you very much.
No worries, take care.
Thank you.
Well, let's check this one in front of us. We are currently here, so you can see there are lots of different numbers. Those correspond to different sections of audio. So every time you see one of those numbers, just press the number you want and press that green play button. Do that for all the numbers up to 12. 12 is your last stop today. And when you're finished with your audio guide, if you could pop it in the gift shop, that would be amazing.
Thank you very much.
Have a nice day. Thank you.
Skirly, you're not going to look at the camera.
你是不是要给我这个？